with the world in danger, some characters would rather slack off and, well, read manga in a bookstore. But that can't carry on forever, because, well, if the world comes crashing down, then who's going to be there to write more? But we saw Gintoki's first clash with Utsuro. Yeah, things are going fine. An army of zombies, was that to stop them? I think this organ music really kind of fits the the timing and the character of Utsuro. The thing is, in the face of something like Utsuro, yeah, he's not going to back down, mainly because I see. Mainly because, you know, he's still trying to reach the heights of his former teacher. Well, screw the last wing of that thing then. Of course, he wouldn't go into battle without receiving the blessing of immortality. What about completely removing certain limbs? That would definitely stop it moving. Well, there's less to worry about now. If you start to incapacitate them by dismemberment. Dead Space taught me a thing or two. As much as you struggle and strive forward. And seeing the difference in the rashness, the energy, the running of Gintoki to just Utsuro standing there calm and collected. Has Gintoki grown to and what was that? In a blinding flash, half of the immortal army vanished, him along with it. Well, that's a transition, isn't it? Just cut us straight into the preview of the episode after you've introduced us to that. Keep digging, Sadaharu. I think he just wants to be fed. It's time for his morning walk. Well, she's somewhat walking. Nothing that they've done so far has been a case of leaving allies behind. Without her, their fighting prowess has gone down dramatically. How could you face him later? Is he carrying on a bit of her storyline and her... a continuation of things that have been put into motion episodes back. The fact is, none of it seems unearned either. Mainly because we've watched like 400 episodes or so. That was a good zoom. It really helped everything. I mean, it's fair of them to start thinking that, but also if the ship's closing in, there would be someone to step up. But why is she coming back to the old castle? She doesn't live there anymore. She pulled a Shawshank Redemption, crawled through the pipes to salvation. And rather than getting to safety, she went straight into the midst of it. To her old home, to her castle, to do something for the country. I mean, he would feel a certain level of care over her, considering everything. But would Gintama work if all the characters were scattered, some lost, the place together, the place they were all together, lost forever? That's an interesting hairstyle, if nothing else. The fact that not many of them, especially named characters, are afraid of the fight. They stand up, do what they can. Hanzo will be joining the fight in the way that really suits his abilities. She will be the figurehead of it all. Even if it's just a symbolic gesture. I mean, she has a certain air of authority now. When characters get serious, yeah, the story would be over a lot sooner if he could be caught up in a blast like that. It is too early to be defeatist. There's still 14 minutes of the episode left. Of a battalion like that closing in with no real sense of they're coming for talks or anything. It's going to need some reconstruction work. They're wiping out everything. Going for a full scorched earth policy. But you're in quadrupedal tanks. Let's just see if his memory of his teacher will become blurred with what Utsuro is now. After everything that we've seen Gintoki go through, the lengths of a single man, is it able to reach something like him? What's that content look? You still have some friends out there. And when things look when did you get up there? When things look the darkest, you see a gorilla staring at you. Nice new uniforms. This episode is strange. You had a preview like 4 minutes in, you got the opening halfway through the fucker. With the protectors of the peace, and actually cause of some of the trouble, the Shinsengumi back no longer in their self-prescribed exile. We've got exactly who we need to kind of hold off the forces at bay. Hold the forces at bay. A bit of protection, a bit of extra fighting spirit. I wonder if they've learned any new tricks since their little break. Also, how long have they been gone for? Tenacious and annoying is Paper Fin. Had to have them towed. The fine is going to be quite high, but insane. Good to see some of the old familiar faces. I think a town like this, with the threats that it faces, needs hooligan cops. Get moving. This isn't a time to give up now. Huh. If only the rest of the city was made of such strong stuff. But it looks like you'll be using them to save it. There'll be nothing to gain here, but destruction and loss. And those fighting with a will to protect it, or in their own words, possibly destroy it, put out all sorts of strength when there's something to defend. Well, it was only until they turned up and then he kind of got his act together. Don't give Kondo any ideas about thinking about balls. If they have time to insult each other, question each other's resolve, they've got time to crush a rebellion and a war. Oh, really? I mean, it's a bit bigger, but is it any different than the rest of them? What was it then? Some characters training to become stronger, some doing all sorts of behind the scenes, and then the Shinsengumi... I'm sure it was. That would just lead to a sore neck. We'd go in the full, like, Dragon Ball weighted armor shit. Well, might be a bit more aerodynamic now. There's a certain elegance to frightening your enemies, not making them not know where to look. It's removable? That was more than the mosaic. I feel like Kondo was I'll buy Kondo. has gained a thing or two. He's really embracing his nature. I think you're just showing off now. There's no need to pose. Oh, thanks for that. I mean, you can at least put it somewhere safe. What would they do if the naked gorilla couldn't do it himself? Have they gained anything? Hopefully they keep their clothes on, though. And is this just a way of doing another parody of the show? He's stopped smoking? Congratulations! I mean, it's a power-up in of itself, I guess, and... Best... You haven't done anything different, you're just doing stuff to piss him off. It's super effective. And you are. Please don't tell me it's like Yamazaki or something. I mean, someone's got a lot. Yamazaki. Someone's gone through a lot of training in the time they've been away. Such a explosive growth spurt he's had. I guess time away from being a stakeout detective kind of thing. He's not so withered anymore. Maybe a diet away from just pure bread is good. And in a world where so many people have fallen, so many lives changed forever, trying to protect it, trying to change it, they can't just walk away. We kind of know how this story should end, but the journey of them getting there is going to be so sweet to indulge in. I think one thing that we can all take from this episode, learn from it, not to copy any mistakes in the future. If you're going to go freeballing into a fight, at least pack some things away in a safe location. You really don't want to be tripping on your own testicles when you're trying to cut down a foe. And it's strange at how many occasions outside of Gintama that would actually apply to. But it is good seeing the Shinsengumi back, even if it's something dumb like this. I mean, they did come out at the final hour, you know, when Gintoki had almost given up, really making him regain his fighting spirit, and actually cutting a sway through some of the enemies. Even if some are less effective than others. But the whole spiel about Gintoki's sword not being able to reach him, the difference between a human and a monster, throwing away humanity to reach that kind of level. Will we have a turning point? Will we have that re-emergence of the teacher, the one personality left? Or have they been thoroughly cut down, as was insinuated, leaving only Utsuro behind? But alongside some questionable animation, some questionable decisions, we had multiple occasions of things looking their darkest, looking the most worrisome, looking the most tenuous at best, just to be, it was a fake out, don't worry, we're coming along to save you. Gintoki giving up hope, tanks arriving, it's the Shinsengumi. The pushing away from a mortar's shell. Nobume, yeah, she's okay, question mark, just a bit bad, bruised, scraped and almost dying. But at least not completely evaporated in the blast. And the castle, standing as a symbol, saved from any and all shells fired at it. Just for the crazy odd man to be floating above. I mean, if you want anyone over here talking about protecting shit, yeah. Someone who has shown themselves to be completely ruthless and inefficiency. Now all that's left is to see all of the pieces of the puzzle fit together. All of the characters do what they can, whether it be fighting, behind the scenes support, or just on-screen comedy. This is a fight for the ages, so no one should be really left out of it. I want to see future episodes, I'm guessing you do too. So let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing, join onto my Discord. Share this episode with friends, family. All in all, the Silver Soul arc. God damn, it's looking pretty good. So I guess I'll catch you for the next one. If you would want to be careful around the mosaic that is my poorly pixelated channel, consider joining onto my Patreon, because hopefully with your support, we can get around any kind of censors and horrible bloodshed and pain. And with that, I need to thank Electricant, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sal, Arthea, Shiwan, Mats, Gurley, Cardboard, Croyville, Gintaman, Darkshadow7899, Megu42, and everyone else. Because so far, there has been a severe lack of anything flopping around. And I can only be grateful for that.